Howdy folks, just wanted to talk to you today about a couple of things. Mainly we're going to be looking at the RDMS and how to set that up so that you can share your stuff, how you can get people to come over and apply talents, maybe from your org, or maybe it's a friend, or maybe it's just somebody just trying to help you out. And how to give them the ability to come in and say boost your ship or boost your factory by applying better talents than you have trained up at this time. So what we'll do is we'll create a couple of items here. I've already got some stuff queued up here. Notice I've got core typed into my inventory here. So what we'll do is we'll take and we'll pretend we're making a new ship here. Notice that if I'm outside the box, it turns red. It won't let me place it. I got to be inside the box. And sometimes if you put it up high and do weird stuff with it, I just hit page up. You got to kind of jump up to get it to go if you move the whole thing up high enough. But we're going to go ahead and I'm going to left click it and place that. I'm actually going to move it down just a little bit. And we'll just place it right there. And we'll call this one test vehicle number 1. Test vehicle 1. And I'll hit 9 and we'll go ahead and we'll just move it up just a little bit off the ground. And this has been doing this a lot. I don't understand why. I have to do it sometimes twice to get it to take. There we go. Alright, so now that I've got this here, this is where I would begin putting my container, my engines, my seat, my fuel tanks, and all the stuff if I'm building a new ship. So we'll just pretend I did all that, and we'll call this one done. And we'll go out here and we'll put up a second one. And we'll call this one test vehicle 2. Test vehicle 2. Alright. Alright, and I'll move that one up just a little bit also, but not as much. Come on. I don't know why it sometimes takes 2 times. I don't know what I'm doing wrong or if they've got something going on with the script or what. So, if I go and I look at my constructs. Oh, by the way, let me hit P. P says I can have 10 constructs, and I've got 5 of 10 made, right? Because I've got a ship, I've got this building over here, which contains all my factory and stuff, and I've got these 2, and I've got another thing out there. So I got 5 cores out there, and I can only have 10 unless I train it up more, right? That's one of those talents you gotta work on. And so what I need to do, and this also gives you, P also gives you a lot of good information. How many charges do I have from my miners? I got 27, that's quite a bit. I get a charge every 4 hours and 36 minutes. It tells me the constructs, my current balance. I borrowed some money from one of my other characters so I wouldn't have to play around. I could just go buy some stuff and show you guys stuff more easily than trying to build it all from scratch and taking days before I could put out another video for you. So anyway, P, Papa, menu, will get you, or you can go here on this screen and just click on it and you can get to this menu. It even tells you it's the P key. So it just gives you an overview of what's going on. So, but if you look at F4, which is also down here, we look at my constructs, and I have test vehicle 1 and test vehicle 2. So it shows those, and it says one's 29.7 meters and one's 46.39 meters from me. So that's them right there. All right, they're on my list. Okay, only I can access them. Right. So what can I do if I want somebody to access my stuff? All right. Let's say I have somebody I totally trust. Let's hit F7. It's also RDMS, which is Rights and Duties Management System. Rights and Duties Management System. If you have an org, it'll have you here, and then it'll also have your org or different orgs. You can belong, I think, up to 5 orgs or something like that. So you may be casual members of several organizations and maybe a big member of one, and or you just may be by yourself. You never know. with a couple of buddies. Anybody basically can create an org too. We'll talk about orgs at another time. So let's see. I'm clicking on me. You first got to click up here at the top. Let me close that again, and we'll do that again. F7. You can't do anything from this menu. You got to click on either yourself or the org. Even though there's only you still got to click it, right? And then this is the policies. I don't have any policies in place right at the moment, right? So let's say I want to create a new policy. First, I would create a tag, okay? And it's asking me, this is what it's created tags for. In the new one, in the old one here, that was just what I'm playing right now, the beta, it creates a tag for every vehicle you create. So if I go in here and look at my tags, those two vehicles I just created now have a tag. Okay. In the new one, it doesn't create a tag unless you tell it to. I think it creates a tag for your first item, but after that, you have to tell it if you want a tag. But what we'll do is, let's just say I want to give somebody access to all of my stuff. And so I'm going to create a new tag. I'm going to call it all my stuff. All right. It's going to be everything. It's going to be every vehicle I have. It's going to be everything. All right. So I'm going to hit I'm going to hit, oops, sorry. I didn't mean to type that there. Got to hit create tag first. This is where I type all my stuff. That was the search. Stupid me. And this would be a description. This is everything I own. Whatever you want to put there. All right, I'll create the tag. All right, so now I created a tag called all my stuff. So let's go to policies. And let's create a policy. Okay, so this is who you want to give permissions. These are the permissions you want to give. And this is tags to the vehicles or whatever that you want to use. All right, so let's get out of there. Let's go to this particular item. And let's go to set element rights under advanced. And let's make this a part of all my stuff. All right, so when I use all my stuff, it's going to include test vehicle 2. All right, let's go to this one. All right, this vehicle here, construct, advanced, set construct rights. We're also going to make this one part of all my stuff. Because if it's really all my stuff, I'd have to do this for everything, right? So if you make anything new, you're going to have to add it and create it. We're not going to add test vehicle 1. We're going to leave it off on purpose. All right, I'm going to go to this factory, and I'm just going to click anywhere in here. I don't have to go to the core. Go to advanced, set construct rights. I'm going to add my main building and the factory and all that stuff to all my stuff. Okay. And then, so that's all these miners, all this assembly, all everything, right? So let's see here. Let's go to my territory. All right. Because nobody can mine on my territory unless I give them rights, right? So let's see here. Advanced. Set territory rights. Make this part of all my stuff tag. Save. Alright, so the tag all my stuff now has all of my stuff except for this test vehicle 1 and something else I have parked somewhere else. I can't remember what it is. Might be because I'm part of this vehicle here. So anyway, so this vehicle, test vehicle 1, is not a part of all my stuff right now. So let's go back to F7. Let's go back to me. Let's we can take a peek at the tags if we want. All my stuff is here. I could edit it if I wanted to. Just change the name stuff. Don't want to do any of that. What I do is go to policies. I'm going to create a policy. So I want to do all my stuff, right? And so basically, what rights do I want to give? Okay, there's a whole list of them here. You can go down and add them one by one. All right. View organizational territories. View the contents of a container. This just lets them view it, not get access to it, right? Let's just type in. Let's let's do a search here. The new one lets you do a search. I don't know why this one doesn't let you do a search. That's annoying. You can type in container and it'll give you all the container type rights. All right, you got to be careful about this one. Consult wallet. If you've got, like me, I've got 10 million credits, or my other account I got 700 and some million, then you want to not give people permission to this unless you trust them explicitly, right? So you might leave this one out of all my stuff, right? If they're just coming on to apply talents, you got to figure out which ones do they need to just get on my ship, board my construct, maybe, and then other things with your construct to be able to, this one lets them move it. This one lets them rename it. They probably don't need that one. Take snapshot. So you got to figure out what use element maybe. If you want someone to be able to help you repair. Let's say that you have someone that you trust explicitly and you just want to give them all permissions except for board wallet. I'm sorry, except for your wallet. So we're just going to go down through here and hey, you can connect to my surrogate pod station. You're not going to connect to my wallet though, Mr. or Mrs. And we just go down through here and we'll just give them permission on what we think that they need permission on. And this may be a very limited, and you can test this out with your buddies you really trust. You can say, okay, can you apply talents on my stuff? Let's let them dig on the territory. There's things that let them mine on your territory, like right here. So I'm not going to add everything. I'm just going to show you some of this stuff. But you add what you want them to be able to do. Then you go here and you can search for an organization. Let's go to the end of the alphabet. All right. So this is all the players with Z in their name. But if I want to go, maybe here's organizations, right? All this stuff has Z in it. There's actually more than that. Let's go to ZVET. Okay, so there's 4 ZVETs organizations. There's ZVETs, ZVET Circus, ZVETs Corp, and ZVETs LLC. So let's say I wanted everybody that's in the organization of ZVETs to have access. Okay, or I could give it an individual name. Let's say that I wanted it to be Ammo Guy. Okay, this one. I want to give Ammo Guy access. Or I want to give Ammo Guy and all of ZVETs, which is an org. Okay, then I can do that, right? So I've added one person and I've added an organization. I've added for these items. And let's just say, oh, you know what? I only want them to mine on my territory. That's all I want them to be able to do. I don't trust that organization or that guy any further than I can throw him. But I want him to be able to mine because he's going to be helping me out when I'm at work. He's going to mine my stuff. And I've got all my stuff on here, and I added the territory to all my stuff, and I added the vehicles. So I could just put one thing on here, right? I could select a preset tag and say, I only want you to have access to test vehicle 1. I only want you to have access to test vehicle 2. I don't want to give you access to my outpost because I don't want you touching my factory and all my stuff, right? Maybe I give you access to my work light. I forgot to show you guys my work light. I'll show you that here in just a few minutes. But that was that other construct I couldn't think what was. And I didn't give anybody access to that. So we'll give them that. So all my stuff plus the DU novice work light, right? And, whoops. I just messed up everything. And screwed it all up because I didn't hit the right buttons. So I want all my stuff. I want the work light. Where's the work light? And now I don't see it. Oh, there it is. And let's just say it's just going to be ZVETs. And we said it was Ammo Guy. All right. We'll save the policy. We'll call it ZVETs and Ammo Guy. So I can keep track of who this is for. right? So this gives them one right, which is to mine on my territory for this organization and this person. And 2 tags. So it's all my stuff and it's also my work light, right? So now what do I need to do? They can just come over here and they can access my work light. Here's my work light. It's got a core in it, so guess what? What do you mean I can't take control of this construct? Come on. There we go. So I'm moving it further away, moving it closer. And let's say I wanted to work over here by this container. I can just move it over there and I've got a nice work light. What this is if you look at it, it's luminescent white glass around a small dynamic core. A static core can't move, but a dynamic core can. That'd be like your vehicles. So I just made a work light. There's some luminescent glass all over this thing. If you look real careful, there's pieces that you can pull off. There's some luminescent glass. There's more hidden all through here. You can take all that luminescent glass out. This is not luminescent glass. This is a light, but and you can take and put it around a dynamic core like I did this one, and you can build yourself like a big beach ball in the sky. That's a light. So that's what I did. But anyway, all right. What do I have to do now so that anyone from ZVets or Ammo Guy 55555 can come over here? All right. So usually it helps to do this. I'm going to go to Construct, Advanced. Sorry. Reapply talents. So I want to reapply talents on the construct. And when they get here, if I gave them permission to my container and they walk up to the container and it's red, they can't access it, I'll tell them, hey, point to the building, right click it, and go ahead and reapply talents. Because sometimes I have to reapply talents to the giver, and then the receiver of the RDMS also has to reapply the talents in order to get it to work. Most of the time not, but sometimes you do. And then the only right I gave them was to mine on my territory in this case, so they should be able to mine on my territory. But I also, if I wanted to, I had all of my other stuff in here except for this test vehicle 1. If I wanted them to use my vehicles and stuff, I could have given them access to board my constructs and use them and all this kind of stuff. So you can give as much or as little as you want. If you give the wrong person access to your stuff, you will lose everything. Let me stress that one more time. If you give someone access to all your stuff, you'll lose everything. Let me tell you a story. There was this organization called Chimera. They were a pretty good organization. When I first got into DU, was playing beta a few years back, we came in and I didn't want to join an org. I just wanted to get on my own, but my buddy's like, oh, come on, let's try it. So we did. Man, those guys were friggin' awesome. They helped us out a lot. And we eventually became a big part of that organization and helped a lot of other people too subsequently. But they helped us out a lot getting started. And orgs can do that for you. So, but what happened was they had, before we got there, they had a legate. You got a super legate and then legates. Those are like your officiators in your organization that can do things and control stuff. They had a legate that they were going to delegatize. In other words, they weren't real happy with what they were doing as a legate, and they were basically going to pull the powers. And that person found out about it. And guess what they did? This was a big organization. They had hundreds and hundreds and like millions of liters of ore. Of tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, tier 4, tier 5. I mean, they had everything and all these big parts and warp cells and thousands of warp cells and just billions of dollars worth of industry. That legate that was going to get canned took one evening and took probably about half of the organization's value in ores and warp cells and all kinds of stuff. Took a lot of stuff and just stole it. Okay? Moral of the story is that you have to trust the people that you give the power to be in a position to abuse power. All right? So anybody can abuse power, but you got to find the people that won't. And if you don't have people that won't, you need to give them limited power. If you got somebody that says, hey dude, I'll come over, I've got tier 5 piloting skills, I'll come over and I'll apply that to your ship. It's a whole lot easier to get out of atmosphere, use less fuel, you can carry more cargo in the same container. I mean, it's awesome to get a ship buffed up, you know, with talents. But if you don't know them, you're like, okay, buddy, I appreciate it. Let me give them the talents they need. Stand right there with them. Give them the talents that they need, and that's it. And as soon as they're done, go back into your RDMS and delete that policy or take their name off of it. Go and edit it and say, okay, Ammo Guy's done buffing my ship. He's out of there. Save policy. Now they no longer have access. Right? Do not leave an open policy out there for people that you don't know well and that you don't trust explicitly. There's probably some of you that have friends out there that you're thinking, well, I like them and I play with them all day, but I don't want to give them rights to all my stuff. Right? Because no matter how many hours you spend with people online, maybe you still don't know them all that well, and you maybe just can't trust them. You can't bring yourself to trust them. Guess what? It's your stuff. That's okay. You get to decide. So, anyway, that's all I wanted to cover today. We added in the work light piece, but that was just kind of a small thing. But we talked about RDMS, and hopefully that will give you guys an idea of how you want to set things up. If you look on here, on this particular one, I could go to this person here. Come on. It's not letting me click for some reason. Come on. There we go. There we go. Alright, so this is Mesmerus territory. If Mesmerus was my buddy, I could set it up so he could mine my stuff, I could mine his stuff. If we're really, really, really good friends and not just collaborating, I could set it up so that he has access to all my ships and my industry and everything. Okay? But if he takes it, ain't nobody to blame but me for giving him permission, right? So just remember that. And go out there and have fun. Give your people that you trust access to when they need to have access, and take it away when they don't have to have access. Right? I've got some people I trust explicitly, and they have open access. And they will continue to have open access to everything I have, including my wallet. The people I trust that much probably would never touch my money. They might actually put money into my wallet, but they'll never take anything out. So there's some good people out there. So just make sure you know who you're dealing with. So anyway, that's it, folks, and hope you enjoy playing some Dual Universe.